Hi everyone and welcome back to Star Trek Online, and we've got the rather sinister looking face of Franklin Drake looking at us here. Without giving too much away, Franklin Drake is a Section 31 agent. For those of you who don't know, Section 31 are basically an ends justify the means group that work within Starfleet intelligence. They're a dirty trick squad. They pretty much will do whatever it takes to protect the Federation, and the Federation Council just deny that they exist, and it's generally seen as a rather dark part of the Federation, although they do work. They do come up with some of the most brilliant storylines in Deep Space Nine, I believe. I think that some of the episodes that involve them are incredibly well thought out, and I also think that the those sorts of episodes where the Federation gets a bit darker, In the Pale Moonlight is probably my favourite, although that's not a Section 31 episode. It's definitely a it's a departure from the original thoughts of in Star Trek, where the ends never justify the means, to a more realistic point of view, in my opinion, which is yes, sometimes the ends do justify the means when everything you stand for is at stake. Of course, Section 31 kind of take a bit of a broader thing. Yes, they stand to protect the Federation. In fact, one Section 31 operative said to Julian Bashir, who he completely fooled, that it's an honour to know him because he's the sort of person that Section 31 is trying to protect. I really would like to have a chat about Section 31 with a lot of people, because I'm someone who personally likes it. I know a lot of people don't like it because it goes against the original vision, but I was a pretty big fan because I felt it just brought that little bit more realism to it. It's going to take a lot more than 200, 300 years to build a better human, I think. As you can see here, this glowing thing is an alarm, and I didn't get to it in time. What the alarms do is just summon more Romulans to the area every so often. Oh, behind me, I guess. And what you need to do is just kill them and apparently stand in the way of a photon grenade, if you may. And then shut the alarm system off once you've killed them all. So we just come back here, and you'll see it's on a timer ticking up there. Well, we're just going to deactivate it, and at least that gets rid of that alarm, so no more Romulans are going to be summoned. So, as you can tell, there will be some interaction with Section 31 in this game, but for some reason Franklin Drake's the one who's contacting us in this game. Another episode where you'll see the whole double agent thing going on is Inter Arma Enim Silent Leges. I did read Latin at least GCSE level here in the UK. It's a rather dramatic translation that's been used by a lot of people, is that in times of war the law falls silent. Again, a situation where yes, the ends do justify the means under a lot of circumstances. So we're just in this Tal Shiar installation, and we're looking into some of these security consoles. What happened in there, I don't quite know. I didn't really see anything, to tell you the truth. Let's see how let's see what I can see in the remainder of these security consoles.
The test subjects are reacting well to the indoctrination procedures.
Okay, so Tal Shiar tests an indoctrination procedure. That doesn't really sound like something we want to have happening, to tell you the truth. What's behind door number 3?
We had a few casualties, as we expected. But those that survived should be able to start Phase 3 by the end of the week.
Okay, something really strange is going on here. Oh, we've got an alarm. It's gone off right next to me though, so I'm just going to disable that. And then we're going to look behind door number 4 and see what we can come up with here.
Proceed carefully. This patient hasn't responded well to the treatments.
Watch those levels! It's going critical!
What the hell was that thing that just turned towards the camera? Are the Tal Shiar experimenting on people? Well, yeah, it does seem like they are. I really don't know what their experiments are about, and what the hell that thing was that they were experimenting with, or seemed to be controlling the experiment, but they definitely seem to be going a little bit loco at the moment. Well, let's get into the lab. I love how we can just override security consoles like that. It's really easy, and it's time to shoot everything in the lab up. We are abandoning espionage. I'm getting shot up as usual. Being flanked, not a good thing. But then again, I'm not exactly diving for cover, am I? I'm just sitting here and taking it. There we go. And the more eagle-eyed of you will notice that yes, I have set off an alarm. Generally not going to be very good for me, and I'm having a bit of a problem trying to find it. But after a minute or so of being a complete dipstick, not being able to find it, here is said alarm, and we're going to turn it off now, hopefully, after I've taken out a few more guards. What a palaver. Okay, so I guess it's that standard time to pump people for information, because that's what I do round here. So we've got 4 subjects. I ended up getting tangled on a piece of equipment there, so let's see how these guys are. Okay, this guy seems like he's been put through quite a lot, and there are voices in his head, eh? Yowza, they cut his hand off and then put it back on again while he was awake. Yeah, we've got pure unadulterated nightmare fuel for you guys here. Don't think about that too much. Yep, this guy seems, or girl seems completely normal. Okay, yeah, she's going to need a little bit of therapy, I think. Of course, a Vulcan wouldn't have to go through all this. See, one thing that I kind of don't get about STO is that the Tal Shiar seem to be operating extremely overtly, considering that they're a, they're a sort of secret police. They seem to be being a lot more belligerent than you'd expect. Yeah, another person who's been taken against their will and tried to... They've obviously done some kind of psychological torture on her as well as just physical, so... Maybe some kind of mental programming the Tal Shiar are trying here as well. This is the last one. And he's a Riemann, so obviously they've just shined lights on him and he's basically given up everything. Because obviously Riemanns do not like light. They prefer very much to be in darkness. Well, that's all 4 of us, and yep, we're gonna head now towards the communications center, where hopefully we'll be able to debug everything, because, you know, Romulan computers being as easy as they are to hack and all. Oh, hang on, no, they're really not. They're probably, well, you never quite know, because the Tal Shiar and Obsidian Order are generally shown to be pretty much the same thing, different species, although I think the Obsidian Order are a bit more insidious than the Tal Shiar, at least they're supposed to be. And Abrantane always considered the Tal Shiar sloppy compared to the Obsidian Order, so I would guess that maybe the Obsidian Order consider themselves above the Tal Shiar, but that might just be straight up Cardassian arrogance, as we've saw throughout the series. But here we are in the main lab, so I guess it's time to, or at least in the communication array room, not in the main lab, and we're going to start shooting everyone up. Centurion medics are really annoying. They have a lot of science abilities that can just make things a little bit annoying for you. Stasis fields, radiation, things like that. Just things you generally don't want cast on you. I'm going to take this Ulan down before he makes things annoying for me. That medic's still going at it there. Oh, Centurion scientist, kill, 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 kill. And I think we've got them. Well, that grenade's definitely got them both. Yep, there's an alarm system in here, so I'm going to have to get to that before I get to the computer. And there it is, there's the alarm system over there. However, I decide to try and kill two birds with one stone stupidly and access the computer while the alarm is going off. This isn't a very good thing for you to do, guys, and I would strongly advise against it. But it looks like my guys are holding the other ones off, and here we go, access rights. It's currently read only. So let's have a look at a couple of these messages. To Colonel Hakiv, Hassan of the Orion Syndicate does have Thalaron triggers, but I've been unable to procure them. Conchatter, an interrogation of some of Hassan's workers, has revealed that the triggers were purchased by a splinter group of Remans. Bad news for the Tal Shiar, that is, and of course we sort of fixed the Reman ship in the last level. Oops. And the whole idea of this message is establish a base on the surface of Limbus 3, find and acquire Thalaron triggers, and keep them out of the hands of anyone else, and prisoners of value will be sent to installation 18, and Ilachi interrogation and mind control techniques. That doesn't sound like anything that we'd want to have happen. No good. The Ilachi, was that what we saw experimenting on the guys, maybe? Yeah, deeper, curiouser and curiouser. Okay, let's try and change these access rights. We do have a computer that's data mined earlier. I'm going to shut this alarm off because it's irritating me now. Oh, I lost the opportunity to do so. So, I guess we've got one more fight in here. And it looks like the idea is here we're going to send a false message to Hakiv to try and bring him out of, or at least bring the people behind trying to get the Thalaron triggers to the front where we can deal with them. And there goes that alarm, so finally we're going to be able to sort things out from this end. God, that was annoying. So right, remember that computer that we data mined earlier? We're going to try and get the password out of that computer. There you go, it's E stars on 2-digit number starting with 113 and then 3-digit number starting with 3. And if we get it wrong, it'll delete all data, which isn't great. And I'm just a little bit confused about where I need to go at this point. And as you can see, it gives you 3 answers for admin read write access. And if we go back to the data mined for the password, yeah, you'll see the first one is Epsilon, because it began with an E. And then we've got a 2-digit number starting with 1. And that'll be 13. The third number is 3, we already know that. And the final number is a 3-digit number starting with 3, so 377 it is, and there we go. We have the full password, so we have full access to this system, and we're going to change around this note so that we can get Hassan here, or at least someone who's responsible for all this stuff. Make the changes, and there we go. Hassan of the Orion Syndicate was in possession of Thalaron generators, and by the way, I've got them. So hopefully that should be enough to bring his guys here. Life signs ahead, and they're not like anything we've seen before. Our Romulan allies have some data on a race called the Ilachi. And yep, that is who we are up against this time. So, bad news all round. Let's get moving. Or maybe I'll just stand here. Standing here's fine. Oh really, where am I going? Right, I'm going over there. And this is going to be a pretty big fight. Can't be bothered taking all this stuff, let's get moving. Like I said, I don't like ground missions too much, and I tend to be pretty much space-based now in the game. And here we go, people, let's get this party started. Stasis field, great. Thalaron Seeker drones are really irritating. You need to destroy those as fast as you possibly can because they can cause a lot of damage really quickly. First off, I'm going to take down all the Romulans in here, at least that's my goal. And now I'm stuck on the door, and I got one-shotted by something. I'm pretty sure I got taken down from very high health by something. But getting stuck on the door there really didn't help me. The controls didn't help. At least that's going to be my excuse for it. Also, not wearing armor isn't helping either. Anyway, still disabled. Get me out of here where I can actually see what I'm doing. Stasis fielded again. I'm in front of 2 Romulans. Well, one of them's down now, so let's try and take this Centurion out. Good. Wow, was that 3 Romulans shooting at me at once? This is a furball. Oh, get out of here. No, it's a commander. Commanders are very dangerous. And once again, I'm stuck in a wall. And I'm telling everyone to come and kill this commander. So I'm not sure I could take him out on my own. And they've shoved him obviously out of my line of fire, so I can't see him. No, no seeker drone. No seeker drone allowed. Kill this guy now. Good. Ugh, recall compensate now, never mind. And we've just got the Elachi to take down now, and he's being very, very mean. But we've got enough firepower to drop him. And yep, he is stunned now. It says, contain him in a force field. Well, how am I supposed to do that? Do I carry portable force fields? What's going on here? No, you have to go to a console up here and activate a stasis field. Well, that's not going to go on the list of all-time greatest interrogations, is it? So the Elachi apparently are fully capable of just killing themselves when in captivity, so nothing more for us to learn here. Back to the Sathanas, and we're going to try and face down that fleet that we saw earlier. Uh-oh, Tal Shiar fleet, really?
Who are you? Will you be missed by anyone after I remove you from this universe?
I don't think that you're going to be the one who's doing any removing. Oh, it looks like we've got our friends from the last mission here. And it looks like the Federation have arrived to help as well. So how do you like that, Hakeev?
This fight no longer interests me. Now that you've met my new allies, the Elachi, you understand just how precarious your position is. Run while you can.
Oh, I'm not going to be the one doing the running, Hakeev. I'm going to take your little fleet and I'm going to utterly annihilate it. Now, you saw me fighting Romulans earlier. This is pretty much the same thing. I'm trying to keep my side shields on, and I'm summoning some Federation ships, take a little bit of heat off me. As long as I'm not viral matrixed or anything nasty here, this isn't going to be too much of a problem. You'll notice that the Romulans now have a cool effect when they're destroyed. Because the Romulans have a quantum singularity, or black hole essentially, as their warp core, they pretty much collapse in on themselves when they suffer a warp core breach. So, nice little addition. You can see them just going off in the background there. But yeah, this fight isn't really too much to worry about. Certainly not with all the allies that are around, and the Romulan fleet is going to be going down pretty easily. And to be honest, I'm not too sure how the Tal Shiar can keep losing this amount of resources. Oh, and I got an overcharged singularity core, which I can't possibly use, but never mind. Let's beam down to Nimbus. We got rid of both the Romulans and the Orion Syndicate from Nimbus, so all's well that ends well, hopefully. Let's have a chat with Horace Jones as we bring this arc to an end.
Hey there, friend.
Yeah, have you heard the news? Yep, it was a secret Tal Shiar base, and we slapped the hell out of them. Got some Latinum to collect from 2 of 8, been betting on you the whole way. I'm sure you have. And that is the end of the Wasteland series, guys. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. Next time we will be heading into some STFs. I have a a normal run of all the Borg STFs to go through, and I also have a failure run or two, which I'm pretty sure that you guys will at least enjoy watching. As I've said in an earlier message, the current version of Hive Onslaught can kiss my ass. So that is that's this done and dusted, and I will see you next time, guys, and hopefully we'll find out what the Tal Shiar are up to later on.